Hey, what's up, guys? So this is going to be more of a collection update or haul, if you want to say. But with that being said, it's really kind of a span over maybe 2 months or so. Obviously, I was moving, so we really put more money into the move and all of that instead of getting a couple of movies here and there. So some of these might be movies that maybe I picked up earlier and I just didn't show off or show you guys or anything like that, or maybe certain things that I got on sales that I kind of waited. A lot of the Scream Factory stuff really kind of starts to go on sale maybe a month, 2 months after the fact, which you'll see in one of these at least. But without further ado, let's kind of get into it. I got a couple different things here, mainly movies, but then also some vinyls as well. So let's get into one of the vinyls. So it's going to be The Exorcist. Obviously, it just has one side A, side B, so just one vinyl in here. Both of these are going to be from Waxwork. They do amazing jobs with all of these releases. The Exorcist, I feel like you just can't not pick it up.
You have Randy Jackson's autograph on a martial arts weapon.
Because I bumped into him and all I had on me was this samurai sword, and you're not going to not get Randy Jackson's autograph, right?
It just sounds so great. William Peter Blatty just does an amazing job with this. The sound, it's just eerie. I mean, if you've heard it, I feel like anybody who's watching this channel, Alex Horror, probably has seen this movie. The Tubular Bells, it just sounds amazing. I do have a couple of shorts for this vinyl, and then also the other one that I want to pick, or that I have down here. So if you want to watch those, they should be lower down in my channel. There should be a little spot for shorts. I kind of go a little bit more in depth with them, show you what the record is, show the inside, show the centerfold and all that as well. It just seems like a little too much for this video, especially since we have other things to show. We'll save the other vinyl towards the end of the video. That way we can kind of break it apart. It's not just vinyl and then all movies. It's kind of a wide variety, I guess, between movies and vinyls. So I guess not a wide variety. But either way. So these movies that I picked up are really in no particular order. They're not all 4K. They're not all Scream Factory. They're not all Blu-rays. They're not stuff that I picked up just from retailers. It's a kind of a mixed bag of a bunch of different things. Some things that I wanted to pick up that I waited on. Some things that I had to pick up day one. And then also some things that I just picked up at maybe a DVD exchange that's local to my area that, I picked up for like $2 or $3. So we'll start with Return of the Living Dead. I feel like this you can't not pick up. I feel like I said that before with The Exorcist, but that's my thought process with most of these movies. It's just I've either grown up with them or they're just great classics. Obviously, Return of the Living Dead is a really good classic zombie movie. If you haven't seen it, there's Return of the Living Dead 1, 2, and 3. This is the first one. I'm hoping that they put out 2 and 3 on 4K, but I know Vestron put out, I believe, Return of the Living Dead 3 already. And I have the second one back there somewhere as well. I think it's over here in this corner. I don't know, somewhere. I have them kind of laid out into horror and other different sections. Who knows? Maybe that could be another video. Kind of going through my collection. I have 2 more shelves out in our little hallway as well. I have a whole collection of NECA and stuff like that in my closet that I'm going to hopefully switch out the back of here. Especially during Christmas season, I have some Christmas figures as well, horror and non-horror related, that I'm kind of go in between and move stuff out. So that way it doesn't get stale. It's not the same exact thing overall. But back to Return of the Living Dead. I did just watch this 2 days ago. This movie looks amazing on 4K. I pulled out the Blu-ray just to double check, see how they look back and forth. This is just a regular Blu-ray. It's not anything from Scream Factory. It's just your run-of-the-mill. You can get it at Walmart, Target, or whatever. It looks 10 times better in 4K than it does in Blu-ray. This movie looks amazing. I would definitely suggest picking it up. And the zombies overall are just different. They can talk. They want brains. They don't just want to eat people. It's such a great movie. Definitely go pick it up and watch it. Next movie is To Kill a Mockingbird. This movie on 4K is really, honestly, a lot of black and white really looks good on 4K regardless, just because that crisp black to white ratio, it just looks a lot better, especially if you finely tune it. But this I watched last week as well. It just looks great. It's such a good movie. It's such a good story. Definitely go pick it up. I mean, honestly, I feel like anybody who's anybody probably watched this in, or maybe this is just my generation, but we watched it in middle school and kind of throughout high school as well, just because obviously the message is there. It's such a good movie. Definitely go pick it up. Next up is Alligator on 4K. I don't know how well you guys can see that. I mean, I feel like that's picking it up pretty well. But this is one of the movies that I waited on. I know when it originally came out, I believe it was around, I think, $28 to $30 range or so. And then it kind of sat at the $27.99 for quite a while. I went to Best Buy. I actually posted it on my Instagram as well. So if you're not following on my Instagram, it should be posted somewhere or posted in the comments below. I try and post good sales on my Instagram as much as I can, especially when I see them. So that way it's not just me getting the deals, it's helping you guys out as well. I posted about the Halloween box set, but Walmart...
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Yeah, but either way, I'm trying to help you guys out as much as I can. But regardless, great 4K picture. It's obviously going to look better than it has been, especially with the practical effects. I feel like this and Return of the Living Dead, the practical effects really is what makes the 4K a lot better. Obviously, CG doesn't look great if you upgrade it from like the earlier 90s to 4K sometimes, just because it just doesn't register well. It doesn't look good. It kind of just looks out of place in the movie, honestly. But this is a great pickup. Honestly, I wanted to wait a little bit, and then I ended up picking it up for, I think, $12 or so. So, definitely a steal. So, next we have The Burning. So, this is the one movie that Tom Savini actually ended up doing this instead of, I believe, Friday the 13th Part 3. Don't come at me if I'm wrong. I know it's one of those that he ended up leaving that franchise to do this movie, and then I believe he came back for it. But this movie is just an overall, like, really solid slasher movie. It's, I mean, definitely pick it up. It's fun. It's got some cool kills here and there. Special effects, obviously, Tom Savini. I mean, it's Tom Savini. The special effects look great. This was one movie that I ended up selling some of my either duplicates or some of the movies that I didn't think I was going to watch as much. Also, I sold a couple of trade paperbacks and stuff like that. So basically, this movie just was paid for the stuff that I sold on top of a couple other ones that I have in this stack. Well, before I get into the rest of the collection that I have, and then also that last vinyl, if you could just comment, like, and subscribe. It really means a lot helping me build this channel. Let me know kind of what you think of my collection so far. Who knows? Comment down below. Let me know if you want to see a collection tour, I guess is what it is. You know, I can pull stuff out. We can kind of go through some stuff together as well. I'll cut that video up so it's not, 30, 40 minutes long. But without further ado, let's get into the other vinyl, and that's going to be Dr. Sleep. Again, also from Waxwork. Again, I mean, they do an amazing job. You can't go wrong with this company. They pick a lot of really good titles that they want to release. They just put out Friday the 13th Part 1, 2, and 3. Unfortunately, because they're trying to get their distribution center under their own roof, it's kind of been delayed here and there. But again, things happen. It's getting delayed. More than likely, they're going to get everything underneath their roof here in a little bit. And then obviously, they'll be able to run all these a lot quicker, print them a lot quicker, and then get them out to other people. So I'm still waiting on those. So we'll do probably a couple little shorts for the new ones that come in. Or who knows, maybe I could just do another my top 5 vinyls that I did. That one's also down somewhere in my playlist as well if you want to search for it. I think it's 5 or 6 vinyls that I brought up. But Dr. Sleep, again, there's a short for this one. It kind of gives you more in depth. It shows you, again, like the other one, centerfold, the vinyl color, everything like that. So go search for it. It's definitely cool. So these next 2 are just Blu-ray. These were pickups that I got. Again, like I said, I sold movies and stuff like that. These were pickups that I got through those kind of trade-ins, I guess. So I got higher store credit. But it's the Invisible. This is kind of really a low-key, under-the-radar drama, I guess. I don't want to go into spoilers if you haven't seen this movie. I think it came out early 2000s, I believe. But basically, he dies. I guess spoilers, but it's not really spoilers. It happens in the first like 15 minutes of the movie. And basically he's trying to help somebody solve his mystery and solve his murder mystery on who actually killed him and where his body is, because he can try and get back into his body and still live because his body's not fully dead. And then obviously there's some other twists and turns with who he's helping and how he's helping them and stuff with their character. So it's definitely a really good movie. This was more of kind of a nostalgia buy. I enjoyed this movie, and it's just a really good story, and it kind of definitely hits you in the feels, especially with what happens with his character and then the other characters that are helping him kind of get his out-of-body experience done so he can get back into his body. Next one, too. This is a remake of a 80s horror classic. Again, the 4K of the original movie just came out, I believe, last week or the week before. Some people honestly say that this movie is a better movie overall than the original. I don't want to say my opinion too much just because I don't want anybody, attacking me because they like the original and they hate remakes and whatever. But it's Fright Night. I think this movie is great overall. It's definitely a really good remake. Is it better than the original? It's here or there. The original has it's a classic, but this definitely puts a new kind of spin on it. Makes it a little bit darker of a movie. It's not like the original has more, jokes in it. It's kind of, lighthearted. And obviously it's vampires and people are dying and whatever, but this makes it more of a darker, twisted kind of tone to it. This is the next pickup, so it's the Final Destination 5-pack, so it's all of the movies. There is a 6th one coming out soon-ish, but I wanted to end up picking this up. This was really cheap. I think for 5 movies, I think it was like $16 or so. Honestly, I can't remember where I picked it up at, but I just saw it and it was a steal. I only have, I think, the first one on DVD, and I've seen them all, but unfortunately I don't own them all on Blu-ray, and they're really kind of scattered and hard to find. Especially, too, I was looking up certain prices on, the 4th and 5th movie, and, usually brand new, they're about $14 to $20 anyways, so I figured why not just pick all of them up all in one shot. They're all good movies, besides, I believe, the 4th one is the weaker, but other than that, they're all really good movies. They're all, you watch these movies for the kills, honestly. There's story there, but, the creative ways that people die, that's really where this movie hits its mark. And last but not least, I'm still waiting on the 2nd and 3rd one to drop in price, just because I want to watch them on 4K, but I'm not the hugest fan. Like, I don't need to go out and buy this day one. Obviously, you'll see it now. I didn't pick this up day one. I waited, especially for it to drop a little bit. I used some of my rewards points to lower the price even more. I ended up getting this for, I think, like $6 overall because I had a bunch of rewards points. But Child's Play on 4K from Scream Factory. Again, I like Chucky. I like the movies. I even like, the comedic ones, although I believe it's Seed of Chucky that was really weird and kind of over the top. It's still enjoyable by all means, but I think that's the weaker of the franchise. And then you get to Cult of Chucky, which I really enjoyed. Obviously, Brad Dourif's daughter in that movie, and I believe she was in the movie before that as well. Those are all really solid movies. And then you get that turned into Chucky Season 1, and then I believe Season 2 just came out, if I'm not mistaken. So Season 1 I still need to finish, honestly. Like I said, it shows you kind of how much I have Chucky on the back burner. I've watched more of these movies and more of Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Return of the Living Dead. I've watched a lot of those movies before I've watched the rest of Season 1, which I need to get on it. What I've seen so far is pretty solid, but Chucky can take a backseat to some of the other movies that I like more. That is it, guys. So, what did you think? What did you think of my collection? What did you think of the vinyl? Definitely go watch the shorts. The shorts is really kind of where I put out the vinyls, especially if I get them one by one. Who knows, I might do a collection update. I do have a lot of vinyl that I've never shown on this channel, never shown on my Instagram or anything like that. So, without further ado, we'll see you on the next video.